Hi guys, welcome to this channel and welcome to my first video for this channel. And today we're gonna be setting up our bullet journal for the 2024. A little bit about me. My name is Sasha. I love bullet journal. I've been bullet journaling for the past 4 years now. And for most of it, I've been uploading here on YouTube on my other channel, which is in Czech because I'm from Czech Republic. But this year I decided that I want to try publish videos in English as well because I've been drawn to that for a very long time, but I was kind of scared and I kind of want to see how this is gonna go and if I could connect with more people if I uploaded these videos in English. So I'm gonna simultaneously upload videos on 2 channels and we'll see how that's gonna go. I will link my other channel and also my Instagram down below in case you would want to see how my previous years looked like, some flip throughs and stuff like that. I have all of that monthly setups, flip throughs and these kinds of things, so I will link it down below if you're interested in that. But for this year, this is my first time trying the notebook therapy bullet journals. I have the Moonlit Spell edition journal and it's a beautiful little bullet journal. I'm really happy about how that looks like. It's kind of like witchy aesthetics, at least this one. Previously I've been using Archer and Olive, then I had the Leuchtturm one, and then some random ones from like AliExpress and stuff like that. And so far I've liked the Archer and Olive the most, but I think the notebook therapy is also great. The only thing I figured out this month and this year is that you can't really use aquarelle or like watercolor. That's the only problem for me, but otherwise it's a beautiful journal. You have, I think this one is 128 pages. You have little like metal bookmark, you have 2 silky bookmarks. There's a little pocket at the end of the journal, so it's pretty much the standard way that these journals are made. And this one has holographic edges on the individual pages, which is gorgeous. And it's obviously dotted journal. I love these journals so much. And for the theming of this journal, since I love dragons and everything fantasy, and I found out that this year is the dragon year in the Chinese lunar calendar, or however it's called, so I took the opportunity, and this entire year is gonna be kind of wrapped in this dragon theme, which I love, and I've been wanting to do dragons for so long. The last time I drew any dragon was like 5 years ago, so I was a little scared, but also I like these little challenges. By the way, I'm not the best at drawing. I'm still kind of getting into it. I've always loved drawing, but I've never been the best at it. But I'm trying to make this journal as pretty as I can, but also as useful as I can. So for the first 2 pages, I'm gonna stop rambling and actually tell you what I'm doing. So I always start with a quote and then just a picture. So I put the picture on the right side. I've picked this picture from Pinterest. It's a photo of a tattoo, so I've just used that as my cover picture, and then I just used my watercolors to fill it in, since it was obviously just like black and white. And on the other side, on the left side, I put quote, which I really like this quote. I know most people put like motivational quotes or something that connects to the year, or they put the number of the year, like the main title. I don't do that. I have all my journals, the previous ones, kind of stacked next to each other, so I know which year it is, and I don't need to put the actual year into the journal. I've put the the year title only at the first kind of, not the first page, but the first kind of cover when you open it, and you have like the name of the journal, you have belongs to, you can add your name, so I put Sasha, and then underneath it I've written the year 2024, but that's all that I need. I don't need a big logo there or like a big text, just with the number. So I wrote a quote. As I said, I was using watercolor to color in both of the pictures, and that's when I figured out that it didn't completely seep through, but on the other side of the page there definitely was like a shadow of a color, and it was, you could see that there was watercolor being used on the other page or on the other side of the page. So even though it has pretty thick pages that seem like a good quality, unfortunately you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of bleeding through. But I just used some random glue to stick the two pages together, the ones that bled through, and I just kind of covered it up, and I've started fresh on the next two pages. But to finish the two cover pages, I just used the watercolor. I've used the same colors for both sides, so the main dragon and the little dragon that I've drawn underneath the little quote. I'm gonna link down below all the Pinterest posts that I've got inspired by and everything that I'm using that is somewhere on the internet. Some of these things were bought like here in Czech Republic in some little stationery shops, so I'm not gonna be able to link everything, but everything that I can will be down below, including all my inspiration. So that's for the first two pages. Then I do my year at a glance pages. So I always do these really quickly and really like efficiently. So I just use stamps for the calendars. I have different calendars based on which day the month starts at. So I just stamp the whole thing, and then I have little stamps for the names of each month. So again, I did that. I always do first half of the year at the first page, and then the second two pages or the other two pages carry the rest of the year. I know that some people are able to put all 12 months in these two pages. I can't do that. Sometimes I have a lot of errands in these months, so it's just not possible for me. So it's always half a year and then another half. I've used these cute washi tapes that I got from a friend, and then stickers. These are from Shein, so I will link them. And then I took my zebra mildliner. This one is kind of like turquoisey one. I don't remember the exact shade. And I've just fill in the lines so that it's not so boring, and that the page would feel at least slightly fun and colorful. So these are the months and like the year at a glance. Then the next two pages are my goals and important moments from this year. So I drew a little quote on the right side where the important moments are gonna be, and then on the other side I've written goals. By the way, I'm horrible at keeping the same fonts in like throughout the whole setup, so you're gonna see many different fonts and variations of my writing because I just can't do the same thing. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm ADHD or something, but it never works for me. So here I use the font that you write first the capital letters, and then you go in with the calligraphy and kind of do like a smaller letters inside the bigger text. Don't know if that makes sense. Then on the left side in the corner I've drew a little dragon. Again, it's from Pinterest. So this year I've started doing this clever thing that I've learned on Instagram, that like when you want to have green dragon, use some deeper green liner to outline everything and then just color it in. Previously I would always use black liner, like fine liner, and sometimes it would look a little bit too rough or a little bit too unfinished. So in the past couple weeks/months, I've been watching many Instagram posts and like Instagram reels, and I figured out that this is way better. So if you didn't know, this is definitely a tip that I would recommend trying. So I just drew this dragon, and then I used my Tombow dual brush pen in this like minty color or like light green color, and then also the zebra mildliner in this like warm green color. Then I used the same washi tapes as in the previous 2 pages. I've pretty much stuck to only this particular washi tape because at the beginning I thought that I'm gonna do different dragon at different pages, and they're gonna be in different colors, that I would do like one page would be all like red dragons, the other would be all yellow dragons and some stuff like that. But then I was lazy and I didn't want to always search for different brushes and brush pens and stuff like that, so I just stuck to the same color palette, which isn't usual for me. Usually I just I want to have fun and I want to try as many colors as I can, so I never actually stick to the same color palette, but this time I did, and I'm very happy about how it looked like. So maybe that's the trick, but I was always like, no, this is too boring, I need to use all of my colors. So yeah, I just colored it in, and then again I filled the lines in the goals page, just so that it would be a little bit more interesting. I left the page with the important moments blank because I'm just gonna write in any important things that happened, or I'm gonna stick some photos or tickets from like concerts or theaters or stuff like that. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put there. I think in the last year I've only put like 2 things in there, and I think both of these were like just a little text with something, so who knows if I'm gonna need the whole page. Then the next 2 pages are dedicated to this 100 books challenge, where you're trying to read 100 books in a year. So I just written the title for it, and then I did a little boxes. I only did 50 boxes on this in this spread because I'm only gonna have this bullet journal for half a year. So the next 50 spots will be in the other journal. So that's it, and I had a couple lines there left so that I could write the name of the book and like maybe a ratings or something like that. So there's a little space for that. Then the next 2 pages I drew this little bookshelf on the right side, and then I have a little quote on the left side, and then another little dragon. I love the quote. I actually found it a couple of months ago on Pinterest, and that kind of sparked the idea of doing the dragon theme, because I knew that I wanted to have this quote next to the bookshelf. So that's kind of the whole reason for me. So it says, "I'm not a bookworm, I'm a book dragon," which I 100% agree. And then I have this cute little dragon that is reading this small book about dragons. I thought that was super cute. And he's kind of lying on top of like stocks of books. It's very, very cute. I love the original artwork. And I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. Is it the best? No, but as I said, I'm not the best at these things, especially like anatomy and stuff like that. I can never get that right. I swear it's the bane of my existence. But I think it's not that bad, considering my lack of skill in that department. And I just drew like the little books underneath him and all that kind of stuff. I've used the same fine liner and like the same liners for everything, and the dual brushes and like all these colorful ones are either the Tombow dual brush or the zebra mildliner. And sometimes when I couldn't find a specific color that I wanted, I would use like fibracolor or other brands that I had for many years, and I don't even know what they're called. So yeah, most of it is Tombow or zebra. Some of those are just like random products. The bookshelf is also from Pinterest. I just kind of switched some things, but I needed to get like the general idea right. And I quite like how it looks like. It's a little wobbly. I can't do straight lines. That's another thing that I'm not good at. So it's not perfect, but once I've actually colored it in and like put a little shadows on these columns and stuff, I think it looked kind of okay. Also, I needed to put that little snake in one of these bookshelves because I love snakes. My last yearly theme was medusas and like snakes, so like the ancient medusa, not the animal medusa. So I just needed that little snake there. Then I found this stamp that's kind of like a bookmark. It says book nerd on it, but I was not successful in like stamping it correctly, so it's just black, but you know what you're gonna do. And yeah, I just colored everything in. I left the books on the bookshelf blank because I'm gonna color them in once I actually read some books. I always write like the little title of the book on it, and then I'll color it in. So that's how I work. So it's gonna be blank for now. And yeah, then I just added the same washi tape, couple stickers into the bookshelf. There's this one like potion and one little heart. Maybe I'm gonna stick some other things there in the future, but so far this is how it's gonna look like. And now we can go into the next spread, which is still gonna be about books because I usually have a couple spreads that are kind of book related. So on the next 2 pages I have my book wall of fame, and then kind of like the things to check out. So I have like books, music, TV shows and movies that somebody recommends me, so I would write it into the things to check out column. And then I have one column for favorites. So if I'm gonna read some good book or listen to some music or something, I'm gonna put it into favorites. Now obviously on the other side I have the book wall of fame, so technically I wouldn't need favorites for the books since it's already 1 page, but I just wanted to have it kind of symmetrical, so that's why it's technically repetitive in the book department. And yeah, I drew a little kind of like shadow of a dragon on the book wall of fame side, again from Pinterest. Then I just created these little borders. Again, I used the same stamps. There's this like little quote that says book lover, so I just stamped it in the right hand side corner on the left page. And again, I wasn't very successful in stamping it correctly, but that happens all the time. As I said, I kind of drew that dragon as a shadow, so I filled it in with just a black color or like a brush pen, and then I used my Archer and Olive acrylographs. I think that's how they're called. It's kind of like acrylic pen, and I added some details on the little dragon so that there's more like contrast and detailing. Again, I've filled out some of the lines with the green dual brush, and then I used 2 stickers. So one is with dragon, one is with books, and I really like how this turned out. I don't know if the book sticker is kind of okay, like if the color story matches, but hopefully it's fine. Then I have 2024 in monthly themes, so I have 12 little squares that I'm gonna draw in the theme from each month. So January, I will draw like a mini version of a January theme and stuff like that. So I just written the main title, then I just did these little squares, and I used the same stamps as from the Year at Glance spread, and I just stamped the names of each month. Then I have, on the next 2 pages, I have my savings and 24th in 2024, which is kind of like a bucket list of some sort. So in the bucket list, I just have 24 lines that I'm gonna try to write things that could be fun. It's not the same as goals, but just kind of more like fun things that you might want to try to do, or something that you've never done and it sounds cool, stuff like that. And then for the savings part, I didn't want it to do just like a basic spread, because I have a lot of very basic spreads here, so I wanted to have one where I'm gonna draw again and hopefully something bigger. So I found this beautiful dragon on Pinterest. Again, it's like an illustration, and I drew it here, and I used the belly part and also the little tail as individual little pieces that I'm gonna slowly fill in or like color in as I'm gonna have some money in my savings. So I'm going from 1k to 80k. I don't know if that's too big of a number, but I just wanted to have enough options because I don't know how the year's gonna go. And I'm gonna slowly color it in as I'm gonna actually save some money. And it's gonna be colored in the same color that are the wings. It's gonna be like this pinkish salmony color. This is the first spread, I believe, where I didn't color the dragon in with the green colors. I kind of changed it up, but both of these dragons, the one in the savings part and also the little dragon that I'm drawing on the other page, are gonna be colored in the same way. So there's gonna be like browny, greeny, salmony color theme going on these 2 pages, so that it would still be somewhat of cohesive. And I'm really happy about how this turned out, especially the first dragon, the bigger one. I'm actually surprised how good it went. It's not completely perfect, like some of the legs and arms are not completely symmetrical and they're kind of weird, and some of the lines are kind of squiggly, but overall I'm really happy. And the second dragon, the little one, is so cute. So that's that. Then I have my Instagram tracker for 2 of my Instagram accounts. So the first one is the left side is my makeup account, which if you want to follow me there, I will link it down below as well. And the other side is for my bullet journal Instagram. I will link it down below as well because the name is in Czech, so I might change it up later eventually into the same name that I have here on YouTube, but so far I'm just working with this one because it's also the same name that I use on TikTok. But yeah, this is just for me to track how many followers I have, and here I just added the washi tapes and the same stickers. And then I also have YouTube content planner, so I have one spread for the makeup channel and one spread for my bullet journal channel, both of them, because I'm probably gonna do similar things. I'm just gonna add different voiceovers and we'll see how that's gonna go. So on one page I have just like big note place so that I can just write everything that I need. And then on the other side I have 3 little boxes for 3 months, and then I then I use another page to stick it on top of this page, and I added 3 more columns, or like 3 more boxes. I hope that makes sense. You can see how that looks. So it's kind of like a different version of a Dutch door. Instead of cutting out of the page, you're sticking in another page. And then I just the remaining side I've used for video ideas. So that's the entire setup. I think it's like 24 pages or something like that. It's quite extensive, but a lot of these pages I only use in the first bullet journal of the year, and then I don't actually transfer it to the other journal because there's no point, like the book challenges and stuff, and like bookshelf and stuff like that. It's not necessary to do that. So not all of this will go into my second part of this bullet journal, but a lot of these I just really need. And I'm really happy about how it looks like. A lot of these things are the same things that I did in the past year. Some of these things are new for me that I've found either through Instagram or through YouTube, and I've added some of these new ideas, especially like the YouTube content planner. I used to have it as a monthly planner. Then the 24 then the themes of the year, I used to have it a little bit differently. The savings are new for me. So there are a couple pages that I've never done, and also the 100 book challenge. That's also something that I'm trying for the first time. So let me know what you think about this bullet journal setup. Let me know what you like to do in your bullet journals, if you do like longer setups or just like maybe 2 or 3 main ideas or main pages. Let me know if you pick some kind of theme for the year, or if you just do very like minimalistic bullet journal. Definitely let me know if you're more into like drawing and painting, or if you're more like minimalistic with it. I usually switch it up based on how much time I have, but I prefer if I can actually draw and have some like fun, but I also need those spreads to be functional for when I need to actually write something in. So I never do fully drawing spreads. There's always some level of usability in these. And also I forgot to mention, at the end of the bullet journal I have my menstrual cycle tracker, and my YouTube tracker, because I kind of forgot to include them at the beginning. So yeah, that's that. And that's it from me. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great day, and I will be very happy to see you in my next video, which is going to be my January setup.